Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. For those of you who don't know, my name is Kailin and I post videos on lifestyle mainly and all about eating disorder recovery, which is what we're going to talk about today. Is before recovery, before any of this happens, you have to realize that there's a problem, that there's something going on with you and food and your relationship to your body that is abnormal and that is just not natural. An eating disorder can happen to anybody. So I've created a list of 10 sort of questions that you can ask yourself to see whether or not you are starting to have a bad relationship with food. If you say yes to these questions, it doesn't mean that you have an eating disorder, but it definitely means that you have to work on your relationship with food to prevent an eating disorder in the future. So the first question that I want you to ask yourself is, do you feel guilty when it comes to food? Are you ever in a circumstance where you eat something and then go home, feel like shit, come up with a diet plan for the next day or Monday after your weekend of eating whatever you want because Monday you're gonna start, you're gonna be good, whatever that term means. But if that's something that's ever happened to you, where you feel this sort of guilt in your stomach that you're like, oh fuck, I was doing so great, and then I ate that cake or I ate that bread and now all my progress is ruined. If you've ever felt that way, chances are your relationship with food is not normal. The second question that I want you to ask yourself right now in this moment is, are you on a specific diet? Yes or no? And I want to know why you're on that diet. Some diet, whatever, we use that word a little bit loosely, are mandatory. If you're somebody who has celiac disease, you should not eat gluten. That can cause cancer in the long term. That can affect your small intestine. You should not do it. If you're somebody with a nut allergy, you are not going to eat nuts. If you are a vegetarian or a vegan, chances are you're doing that for ethical reasons. But there's also a slim chance that you're not doing that for ethical reasons and you just want to restrict yourself. For example, some diets that are restrictive are paleo, Whole30, keto, and then there's also things like carb cycling and things like this where people follow these diets not because of an ethical reason or because they have to, but because they feel that it will create a healthier version of themselves. And in a way, this really messes with your body. It really messes with your mind because you create restrictions on certain food groups that end up harming your relationship with food in the long run. The third thing I want to talk about is whether or not you've dieted in the past. If you have dieted in the past, chances are your relationship with food, you see it as not fuel to get you to one place or another, but you kind of see it as this roadblock, you know, and like if I eat this, then I'm going to gain 5 pounds. And if I don't eat this and if I restrict these, then I'm going to get the 6-pack that I want. I'm going to get the body that I want. And that is not the kind of attitude that we want in 2020. We do not want diets. We do not want fads. We do not want skinny teas. We want a lifestyle that we are able to live forever. Number 4, do you weigh yourself obsessively? And the word obsessive, of course, can mean different things to different people, but do you weigh yourself, or have you ever weighed yourself? 1 or more times per day. So you wake up and weigh yourself. At the end of the day, you weigh yourself. Maybe right before you go to bed, you weigh yourself. Maybe you weigh yourself every second day. Maybe every single morning. These are habits that you have to break. These are habits that show that your relationship with your body is one of numbers, is one where you're putting your worth into numbers. You're not weighing yourself for scientific reasons and going to your diary and saying, today I weighed this much and blah, 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 whatever. It's not for scientific research. You are doing it because if that number is lower, you're gonna feel better, and that's such a shitty way to live your life. That shows that your relationship with your body is not a good one. Number 5 is such a big one, especially on YouTube. So, are you obsessed with what other people eat? Sounds like a really weird thing. But for a long time I was. I would Google what this model eats in a day, and what this model eats in a day, and what this celebrity trainer eats in a day. And I wanted to eat what they ate so that I could look like them. And you see where I'm going with this. It's not healthy. It's not normal. And obviously you have to take into account that your mental health and your mental well-being and how you view your body and your worth is all coming down to numbers, okay? So you're not doing yourself any favors by looking up what this celebrity eats, because you are not her. She does not have your body. You do not do the same amount of physical activity. You have to listen to your own body. It's such a foreign concept these days, and it's terrifying. This point sort of leads into my 6th point, which is, are you curious, or do you question how much other people weigh often? Like, is it a thought that passes through your brain more frequently than it should? And I'm talking about Googling celebrities' weights. So you go to your computer and you write Mila Kunis weight, and then you're like, oh, she's whatever, 60 kilos, and I'm 85 kilos, and I want to look like her because she's beautiful and is glamorized in the media, and her body is the exact body that I want. But you're not taking into account genetics. You're not taking into account that you guys are not the same person. Every single body is different. It's such a weird concept to think these days. People are so obsessed with each other's weight, with each other's numbers, and these numbers mean absolutely nothing. They mean nothing. Two people can be equally healthy, and one person can weigh 40 pounds more than the other person, but we don't know if it's muscle. We don't know how tall they are. Like, there's questions that we just don't bring up, and it's so frustrating because a lot of people don't get help. And for me, for the longest time, sorry, I'm shuffling up. For the longest time, I didn't realize that I had a problem. I thought that it was normal to Google people's weights, and I thought that it was normal to Google what other people ate and to try to eat like them. And I'm telling you that that is not normal. It is not normal to obsess about what other people eat, obsess about what other people weigh, and the only person that you should care about is yourself. Number 7 is, are you afraid of any of the macronutrients, or do you cut any of them out? So for those of you who don't know what a macronutrient is, I'm talking about carbs, protein, and fat. Some people live fat-free lives, and so they don't cook with any oil. They don't even eat healthy fats like peanut butter, nuts, avocado, anything like that. They cut fat completely out of their diet because they think that it's healthy. That's super, super common with carbs as well. You hear all of these people who are like, no carb October, and I don't even know if that's a thing, but people cutting out carbs because they think that it's healthier, because they think that carbs are evil or that carbs are bad. And if you're one of those people, that's okay. I've been there. I've done that. I've thought that I had to only eat carbs on Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and eat protein crazy on all of the other days. But that's not true. That's not true at all. So if you said yes to this question or any of these questions so far, your relationship with food ain't doing so great. And number 8 is a very simple question, is, do you have any food rules? Think about it. Do you tell yourself that you can't eat after 7? That you can't eat unless you've had 2 glasses of water? Like I said just earlier, that you can only have carbs maybe at dinner or on Mondays, or stupid things like that. If that's a thing that you do, or that you have, if you have any of these rules, chances are, like I said, your relationship with food ain't so hot. Number 9, are you obsessed with your appearance? Do you constantly look in the mirror? Do you hold up your arm and like pinch fat? Do you roll your tummy and count how many rolls you have? Do you look at your cellulite? Do you look at your stretch marks? Do you see these as unnatural, bad things that the media has made us believe them to be. These things are normal. These things are natural. You grow, so your skin stretches, so you have marks. Cellulite, every woman's got it. Doesn't matter if she makes a YouTube video saying that she got rid of her cellulite in 2 weeks. That's a load of bullshit. Okay? These things make you human. These things make you you. These things are okay. There is no reason to be ashamed of your body. Your body does so much for you. Okay? So if you find that you are obsessed with your appearance, that you are constantly criticizing yourself, that voice in your head tells you that you are not good enough, chances are you don't have a good relationship with food. And you have to fix it. This is a wake-up call. If you have said yes to any of these questions, you don't have a good relationship with food, whether or not you want to admit that or not. You and food are not pals right now. You and your mental state, you and your body, you guys have to work together. And the last question I have for you, it's not really a question, but it's more of a statement. But you are watching a video that's titled, "Do you have an eating disorder?" This is a great step. The fact that you think that you might have an eating disorder or might have disordered eating patterns is a huge step in the right direction, because you are admitting to yourself, hey, something is not normal. And you're right, something is not normal. These are questions that in the past I would have said yes to all of them. I had so many food rules. I had my brain, I could not control it. Every day I woke up and the first thing that I thought about was food. And then the second thing that I thought about was what I would eat after that meal. And is it within these calories? And is it healthy? Healthy is objective. Healthy is different to everybody. Of course, there are foods that have higher macronutrient contents and micronutrient contents, whatever. We don't care about that on this channel. This channel, we care about mental health. We care about our physical health. And those two go like this, okay? Anyway, I really hope that this video helped you. I really hope that it opened your eyes and made you question your relationship with food and whether or not it's a good one. I'm going to be coming out with a video soon that's all about how to help your relationship with food and steps that you can take that will lead you to a better relationship with food, if that makes sense. But like I said, and I've said it so many times, if you said yes to one of these questions, it does not mean you have an eating disorder, but it means that your patterns around eating and the way that you view people and weight and food is disordered. And the best thing that you can do right now is admit that to yourself and consciously make an effort to stop your food rules, to stop obsessing over numbers, throw out your scale, throw it out. You don't need it. It means absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing. Anyway, that's my TED Talk for today. I really hope that you enjoyed this video and that you got something from it, whether or not it was just something small. That's okay. Small steps, baby steps. I would really love if you stuck around and if you subscribe to my YouTube channel. I've been posting super frequently in 2020 and I am going to post every week, okay? I post what I eat in a day. I post about recovery, lifestyle, and yeah. You can follow me on Instagram. My Instagram is @healwithkailin, or you can also subscribe to my website where I post lovely little recipes which don't have any restrictions on them. Some are a little bit healthier than others, but we also use sugar, butter, everything on this channel. So I really hope to see you guys in my next video. Thank you guys so much for the support. Don't forget to comment, like, maybe subscribe. Oh, felt really cringy. But I'll see you guys in my next video.
You understand I